Hey guys, Ted from Nerdarchy here, for Nerds by Nerds, hanging out with this guy,
Dave.
And today we got a GM 911 from Nishan Grout.
We do.
And he's got a party that has, charmed a doppelganger who's currently impersonating a kid who's, they only look at it as there's this kid who's got the ability to read minds. And he wants to know...
Well, before we get into that, though, if you guys haven't signed up for the newsletter, jump in the description below where you're going to get weekly tips from Nerdarchy as well as learn how to game with us.
So he wants to know, how do we go about, as a DM, how would we handle this situation?
So like the wording is essentially my PCs found this kid and they charmed him. I don't know why they're charming kids. Is that like ye old version of the white van? Free candy? I don't know. But the kid was actually a doppelganger that can read minds. How would Nerdarchy handle that? And it wasn't actually a GM 911, but we're going to title it one because there's something going on right in his game right now, and we're going to bring it up. And we just got the email today,
right?
So that's a very interesting question, because the whole thing with the charm person spell or charm spell is, you view the person as a trusted ally and friend,
right?
But if you can technically read their minds, you would know that you're charmed. So here's there's a couple ways you can look at this. One is the instant the doppelganger fails its saving throw and becomes charmed, it instantly begins to view them as trusted allies and friends. And I believe among mixed company and friends, it'd be considered rude to read their minds. Maybe not for a doppelganger, but maybe doppelgangers have their own code of conduct. We don't really know. It's unspoken. It's also really funny because we just did a D&D monster video about doppelgangers and we opened this email. But so
look for that one too.
Yeah. So you could the fluff isn't there, so you can create it as the GM and go, well, doppelgangers they have this out of mutual respect. They don't read the thoughts of their allies, and you could leave it at that. So, I kind of believe you muddled the creature's thoughts. Like, this isn't the interpretation. This is my interpretation of the person's perception, right? So if you were just hostile towards a particular group of people, and now all of a sudden you're charmed and you consider them as true friends. Like, I almost feel like a little rewiring in your memory has to happen, even if only briefly.
Right.
To rewrite some of that. So, for whatever reason, you're able to explain, some of the other thoughts you've just, read away. And now you're not longer going to read their thoughts because you consider them your friends or allies. And, you can proceed with it from that standpoint. Or you can go, oh, well, the doppelganger is going to get actually, you know what? I think they're immune to being charmed, to be honest with you. But this doppelganger is already charmed for some reason. But so you could go with, well, they get a saving throw every round.
So this is the way I would look at things. I would go back and 82. I would say, okay, well, number one, what is the current mission? What's going on with the doppelganger, and why is he impersonating this kid? So if it has anything to do with what's going on with the party...
Oh, sorry, dude, you fucked up. They can't actually charm him. But he's already charmed.
He's already charmed. Once it's happened in game, it's happened in game. You can't, you don't want to retcon
unless, all right, here we go, right? You messed up. It's okay. DMs do this. I do this all the time. It could either be like, this one's broken and his immunity charm doesn't work, or he did not actually fail his saving throw because he's immune to being charmed and he's going along with them because it's all part of his plan.
That's an excellent idea. That's a way to course correct.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, if this situation were to actually wind up happening, in my game, I'd have to really be like, all right, well, what was that doppelganger doing there in the first place? And I'd have to figure out, okay, well, if he has something against the players, great. Here's a way for him to be in close and get the necessary information he wants, while he's sure he can help them out. You know, if they don't realize that he's a doppelganger and that he's just a kid that can read minds.
I don't think they know he can read minds.
Oh, then I'm confused. Why would they charm the kid in the first place?
That's what I said, ye old white van.
So, I don't know, like, so that there's avenues to go with this. There's it's all part of his master plan, and he's just going along with it. There's the need more information and, you know, stay in close. You know, there's all right, well, you know, get the charm effect over and done with, because the spell doesn't last forever. And ultimately, you have to figure out how are you playing with the charm spells currently listed in 5th edition, because all the mind influencing stuff with 5th edition, I hate them because they say, oh, after it's over, they automatically know what you did.
Yeah, it removes your ability to do anything cool with them. For our own games, we just house ruled that they may know they've acted out of character and done weird stuff and they don't understand why, but they don't necessarily automatically know they were ensconced. How do you say that word? Ensorcelled. Now, obviously, if they're highly knowledgeable when it comes to magic and the arcane arts,
they can figure things out.
It's easier for them to figure out. But Joe Schmo peasant or town guard who has little experience with magic, will just be like he feels like he just came off a bender or something.
Because like what happens if you use like stealth and you secretly cast a spell from the maximum range, in towards a crowded area. Oh, do this, and then you go up and talk to the guy. Hey, you feel like this guy's your friend. You don't know why, but this is awesome.
Yeah.
How is he going to know that it was you that did this?
Well, he might not know it's you. He just might, like, under the 5th edition, he just knows he was charmed.
Oh, okay.
Magic was used. But even still, I don't like it. Our group doesn't like it. And just like, we just brush that one off under the carpet. Yeah.
Erase that part from the books.
So, yeah, and then, so there is the weird question of why are they charming children. But that's how we would handle it. That's how we would deal with it. What are your suggestions? Put them in the comments below. While you're at it, like, share, and subscribe.
You can check out some funny memes over on Facebook.
Until next time,
stay nerdy.